You've been there, right? Staring at a textbook until your eyes glaze over. You've reread that same chapter 3 times, highlighted it until it's glowing yellow, but when the test comes, poof, it's gone. Your brain feels like a leaky bucket, and all that hard work was for nothing. What if I told you that rereading is one of the worst ways to study? What if the secret to a super memory wasn't about cramming more information in, but about pulling it out? Get ready, because today on Brainful Bites, we're diving into the shocking science of retrieval practice, also known as the testing effect. This is the brain hack that will change the way you learn forever. We're talking about why self-testing beats rereading for durable, long-lasting learning. So buckle up, because your brain is in for a wild ride. All right, let's get this straight. For decades, we've been told that repetition is key. Reread, review, repeat. But cognitive science has thrown a massive wrench in that idea. The truth is, your brain hates passive rereading. It's boring, it's inefficient, and it creates a dangerous illusion of knowing. Think of it like this. Rereading is like looking at a map a dozen times. You start to recognize the routes. The landmarks look familiar, but that's not the same as actually knowing how to get there without the map. Retrieval practice, on the other hand, is like forcing yourself to draw the map from memory. It's harder, right? It's a struggle, but that struggle is exactly what builds strong, lasting memories. This isn't just a cool theory. It's backed by some serious science. One of the foundational studies in this area is from 2006 by Roediger and Karpicke. They had college students study a passage and then split them into 2 groups. One group got to reread the passage multiple times. The other group studied it once and then took a free recall test, where they just wrote down everything they could remember. When tested a week later, who do you think did better? The rereaders? Nope. The group that practiced retrieval absolutely crushed it. They remembered significantly more than the students who just passively reread the material. This is the testing effect in action. So, what's happening in your brain when you do this? Retrieval practice is what scientists call a desirable difficulty. When you actively pull information from your memory, you're strengthening the neural pathways to that information. It's like forging a trail in your brain. The first time it's tough going, but each time you travel that path, it gets clearer and easier to access. Rereading is like just looking at a picture of the trail. It doesn't actually help you navigate it. A 2021 study by Kin and his colleagues actually looked at the brain using fMRI scans. They found that retrieval practice rapidly reorganizes memory networks, particularly in the posterior parietal cortex and prefrontal couplings. These changes predicted how well participants would remember the information the next day. But here's the kicker. They also found that this process can sometimes lead to false memories if you're not careful. This is why getting feedback is so crucial. And it's not just about remembering facts. A 2011 study by Karpicke and Blunt found that retrieval practice even beat out concept mapping for meaningful learning and making inferences from science texts. Now, it's worth noting that a 2023 reexamination of the study suggested there might have been some confounding factors, and that the advantage of retrieval practice can shrink when memorization demands are equal. So, the takeaway here is that retrieval practice is a powerhouse, but it's even better when you pair it with other smart strategies. The benefits of retrieval practice go beyond just studying for a test. A 2013 study by Spoonar, Kahn, and Schachter found that inserting short quizzes into online lectures reduced mind wandering and improved learning. Think about that for a second. In our world of endless Zoom meetings and online courses, how valuable is a tool that can keep you focused and engaged? Interpolating brief quizzes during videos or meetings reduces mind wandering, increases note-taking, and even lowers anxiety. A massive 2017 meta-analysis by Adesop and his team looked at over 200 studies and found robust general benefits of practice testing across different settings, formats, and delays. This isn't a fluke, folks. This is one of the most reliable findings in cognitive psychology. So now that you're hyped up on the science, let's get to the good stuff. How can you actually use this to supercharge your own learning? Here's your practical toolkit for making retrieval practice a part of your life. First up, the close book brain dump. This one is simple but incredibly effective. After you read an article, finish a chapter, or even leave a meeting, close your notes and for 2 to 4 minutes, write down everything you can remember. Don't worry about structure or grammar, just get it all out. Then, open your notes and check your work. Fill in the gaps and correct any errors. This immediate feedback is key to avoiding those false memories we talked about earlier. For maximum effect, schedule quick follow-up brain dumps at 1, 3, and 7 days. Next, quiz the future you. As you're learning something new, don't just highlight it, turn the key points into questions. Instead of highlighting, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, write down, what is the powerhouse of the cell? Create 3 to 6 of these short answer prompts for each main concept, then put them into a spaced repetition app or even just a calendar reminder. The key is to make the retrieval effortful but successful. Third, interleave micro-quizzes. If you're watching a long lecture or in a lengthy meeting, be the one who pauses every 10 to 15 minutes and asks a recall question. It could be as simple as, what were the 2 main risks we just discussed? This will not only help you stay engaged, but it will also help everyone else in the room learn more effectively. You'll see less mind wandering and better retention all around. And finally, calibrate the difficulty. If you're constantly failing to recall information, don't get discouraged. Make the cues a little easier. Instead of, what were the causes of the French Revolution? You could start with, what were some of the economic factors that led to the French Revolution? The goal is to make it challenging, but not impossible. And always, always, always check your answers. This is how you prevent locking in errors and keep your memory accurate. So, there you have it. The science is clear. Your brain doesn't want you to be a passive rereader. It wants to be challenged, to be forced to retrieve information. That's how real, durable learning happens. It's time to stop highlighting and start recalling. Pick one of these techniques and try it out this week. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who wants to learn and remember more, retrieval practice is a game changer. What are your favorite ways to use retrieval practice? Share your tips and experiences in the comments below. And if there's a topic in cognitive science you want us to tackle next, let us know. Until next time, keep your brain hungry and your learning active.